The crabs in the bucket. We can nothing of it. Haters continue fronting, and the real ones they love it. We're sweet like vomit. We switch above it. Vibe high like rockets, and we keep it 100. The crabs in the bucket. We can't do nothing of it. Haters continue fronting, and the real ones they love it. We're sweet like vomit. We see above it. Vibe high like rockets, and we keep it 100. They wanna deceive you, cause they just wanna be you. So they mad when they see you. Be a master achiever, all you need is to be you. Put the bullshit in review, I put the bullshit in review. All the bullshit I outgrew. Haters mad cause they not you, but God insists pursue you. Meditate like I'm Hindu, but this aboriginal. Really I'm just original. Spirit man with a plan to withstand any man or empty with issues. I meditate with my pistol and my amethyst crystal. That's something that I commit to. Protect yourself from these fools. Spiritually, physically, close be enemies. Rule one, always protect your energy. These niggas be on negative frequencies, man. Fuck it, let them be. They can't fuck with a G.O.D. Roll up something sticky. Keep the gangsta and hippie. Stay a hustle like this. We broke out all that in the G. The crabs in the bucket. We can't do nothing of it. Haters continue fronting, and the real ones they love it. We're sweet like vomit. We especially above it. Vibe high like rockets, and we keep it 100. The crabs in the bucket. We can't do nothing of it. Haters continue fronting, and the real ones they love it. We're sweet like vomit. We especially above it. Vibe high like rockets, and we keep it 100.
Yo, I'm Tony Stewart, laughing y'all like it's NASCAR. My rhymes elegant like salmon with the caviar. My third eye, let me see who you are. Crabs in the barrel, they grab you when you reach too far. I shine bright cause I be with the stars. Get you these bars and maybe they can heal a few scars. Smoking asteroids and then I go in bed with the gun. Who knew my pit game was cuckoo con? My spirit tells me you know you the one. I'm up, niggas, and I already won. My energy is kinetic, and then I pass it on to my son. Each one, teach one, and let it repeat like a rewind. The supreme being, I found my higher self. It was inside me, and I brought it out myself. When they can't reach your level, envy brings out the devil. The devil brings out the metal. And this way of thinking leaves me unsettled. Man, we gotta do better.
We can't do nothing of it. Haters continue fronting, and the real ones they love it. We're sweet like vomit. We especially above it. Vibe high like rockets, and we keep it 100. The crabs in the bucket. We can't do nothing of it. Haters continue fronting, and the real ones they love it. We're sweet like vomit. We especially above it. Vibe high like rockets, and we keep it 100. The crabs in the bucket. We can't do nothing of it. Haters continue fronting, and the real ones they love it. We're sweet like vomit. We especially above it. Vibe high like rockets, and we keep it 100. The crabs in the bucket, we can't think nothing of it. Haters continue fronting, and the real ones they love it. Like vomit, we especially above it. Vibe high like rockets, and we keep it 100.
Sure. Mouthpiece family. Yo. Mash up the place. Mash it up. Huh. Mash it up. Suck pussy. Mash it up, no. Mash it up, yeah. Mash it up, nah. Come now. Mash it up now. Mash it up now. Move to the sound of the rhythm of the drum. Mash it up now. Mash it up now. Move to the sound of the rhythm of the drum. Mash it up now. Mash it up now. Move to the sound of the rhythm of the drum. Mash it up now. Mash it up now. Move to the sound of the rhythm of the drum. Come on. Mash up the place. Nah. Mash up the place. Nah. Come on. Mash up the place. We go so hard we make the roof shake. Ha. Mash up the place. Mash up the place. Yeah, come on, mash up the place. Who them be the one to decide everyone's fate? Yeah, soon pan we enter. We blow the scammers trees, they light up the center. All rights gotta die, even master splinter. We link with the real virgin, fuck all pretenders. Yeah, when my soul's out in the Benzes, big up to the Rastas. They lie in the Julia tribe, them enemies, they're faceless. Beat them senseless. Oh, let me show you how we begin this. Oh, yeah, mash it up, mash it up. Yeah, mash it up, mash it up. Oh, mash it up, mash it up. Damn baby girl, me love the way you running, back it up. Mash it up, mash it up. Yeah, mash it up, mash it up. Mash it up. Damn girl, me love the way you want it, back it up. Them 12 murdered the innocent in the country under any disgrace. Yeah. Why is it just us, ain't no just us? Listen, now it's time for us to mash up the place. Come on. Mash up the place. Nah, mash up the place. Nah, come on, mash up the place. We go so hard, we make the roof shake. Mash up the place. Mash up the place. Yeah, come on, mash up the place. Who them be the one to decide everyone's fate? Move to the sound of the rhythm of the drum. Mash it up, mash it up, mash it up. Move to the sound of the rhythm of the drum. Mash it up, mash it up, mash it up. Move to the sound of the rhythm of the drum. Mash it up, mash it up, mash it up. Move to the sound of the rhythm of the drum. Come on.
Yeah, as you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. We trying to make it out. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. Something to think about. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. We trying to make it out. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. Something to think about. As you can see, man, nothing is better. Yeah, way up past the clouds is where I'm found at. Can't look up the dudes I'm looking down at. Somebody said they ready for war. Well, where them clowns at? If money really equal to life, now how you count that? Trying to stay humble and level right where the ground at. Stress only made for the strong, that's built to bounce back. Dudes really telling a lot, never doubt that. Every road in a square when stuck on the mousetrap. You put yourself in a sticky situation, so the reason you condemn really ain't no debating. I'm trying to show you what reality is. When you do something, the world will take it out on your kids. These days are getting crazy, man, these cops are whack. Cause you could walk away with honor and get shot in the back. Make you something greater than life, that's what the struggle do. But just because you struggling, don't let the struggle trouble you. Word. As you can see, man, nothing gets better. They just really want us killing each other. We trying to make it out. As you can see, man, nothing gets better. They just really want us killing each other. Something to think about. As you can see, man, nothing gets better. They just really want us killing each other. We trying to make it out. As you can see, man, nothing gets better. They just really want us killing each other. Something to think about. I be on one. It's always pride to the fall come. Many 16 balls will leave you all done. Loaded up, ready to go. Watch how I kill a spit in the jungle using the sticks that the gorillas grip. I'm trying to live right and show the world with this pen right. It's funny how I seem to glow the brightest in this dim light. Somebody always lose trying to bend life. If you get away with murder, then you sin twice. Time is nothing when you thuggin', then it whiz by. It got you praying you don't die by what you live by. You should be good from the power I lent you, but only predicated from the things I've been through. Expectations, they get filled with naked sorrow. Don't expect people to change, you set the bar low. We all we got in this world, and they don't like that. Love really conquers it all, we should unite that word. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. We trying to make it out. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. Something to think about. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. We trying to make it out. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. Something to think about. Yeah.
Welcome to the Love Palace. I am your host. Goddess D of Love. Love. An intense feeling, or deep affection, for something, or someone. At the Love Palace, we tap into the mind, body, and the most important, the most important, the heart, the heart. So come through, so come through, so come through. Relax, relax, chill, and vibe out, and vibe out. With Goddess DNA, Goddess DNA, at the love top, at the love top. Feel the vibe, feel the vibe, feel the vibe. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You feel me, you feel me.
Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. The Love Palace is back in full effect. We are at a different time because it's summer, springtime, y'all, about to be summer, and the goddess of love been outside. So I'm just trying a new time whenever I could come and pop back in and talk about what's on my mind and talk with the people. I know I heard I was missed, so the Love Palace is back today. We're going to talk about something that's been on my mind and something that I have implemented in my life and sort of got sidetracked. But before I do that, let me go out and shout out the chat. And shout out to the replay game. I had a lot of people reach out to me and tell me that they would be able to actually come into the live or they're at work. So I appreciate everybody for tapping in and pushing that like button, y'all. That's much appreciated. So shout out to Yo-Yo. She came early this morning. Thank you, sister, for showing through, coming through and showing love. BX Queen, thank you for showing up this morning as well. I appreciate you so much. Hey, Chrissy, how you doing? Peace and love to you. Thank you so much for showing up. Joshua, thank you. I think you're a new subscriber. If you are, thank you. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoy the show. Hey, Dangerous. Dangerous, y'all. That last song was actually Dangerous. It's one of my favorite artists besides my son and many others. So peace and love to you, Dangerous. Hey, Lady K, how you doing? I've been missing you. Thank you, beautiful, for showing up. I appreciate you. Let's see. Oh, yes, Mouthpiece was in the building as well. Was it the second song? That was actually Mouthpiece, y'all. So check him out as well. Don Play in the building. How you doing, Don Play? Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you as well. Hey, OGK, thank you, thank you. I'm just popping up at a different time. My weekend's been busy, so I've been outside and enjoying my family. I'm in Colorado visiting my family, and I'm having a good time. My grandchildren. I finally got me a granddaughter, so I'm happy about that. So I've been outside on Saturdays, actually just enjoying my family, and there's been a lot of birthday parties and graduations. I actually am heading to ATL on Tuesday for my goddaughter. She is graduating. Shout out to Saya, my goddaughter. She will be graduating next Thursday. So I'm gonna be in Hotlanta, y'all. I'm gonna be in Hotlanta, doing what I do. Oh, thank you so much, Lady K. That is compliments. This screen is compliments of E. Nicole, y'all. If y'all want some graphics done, E. Nicole does a good job. She also helped with the intro as well as the sounds of the music was from Looney Melodies. So they are always help out with my channel and different intros and stuff. And then I little tap in myself and do certain things. So I hope everybody is doing great today. Like I said, I had took some time away just to, like I said, to spend time with family, but also to, I feel like you have to detach sometimes from social media, not just YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. There's a lot going on. So definitely, hi, sister. How are you today? Good afternoon. Um, and that's what I did. I took some time, actually, like I said, spending time with family, but actually to detach. And when I did detach from YouTube, I had to really tap into me. You know what I'm saying? So tap into things that I needed to do and becoming my higher version of who I am and me. So if you guys know me, I'm all about the self love. So, what I wanted to discuss today is something that I had actually fell away from implementing in my life. And I don't know how many people is familiar with the four agreements. Let me pull it up. So the four agreements is actually something that I apply in my life daily. And like I said, with so much going on in the world and just getting distracted, I sort of um, fell away from it. But this is actually a book, and it's actually on YouTube, and it's by Don Miguel Ruiz, which is actually the Four Agreements. So I wanted to tap in because I'm reminding myself of these four things that I implement in my life. And I just wanted to tap in as well and just discuss those things because a lot of people don't know what the four agreements are. And this is something that I take to heart. So, as you see, there, the four agreements, if, for those that don't know, are be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personal, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. So I want to tap into all of them. Actually, my son Aladdin, if you check out King of Higher Self, he did a very deep dive on all of this. Hi, Marlene. How are you? Good to see you, Marlene. Thank you for always keeping me motivated. Y'all make sure y'all tap into all these beautiful content creators, Lady K, OGK, Tiara Latrice, and Marlene. Make sure those are very some content creators that I am in tune with and are very uplifting and motivating. But like I said, with the four agreements, I wanted to actually discuss those. Tap in and my I said my son King of Higher Self Aladdin has a channel and he did a very good breakdown of each one of them. He actually did like a series on them, but I'm just going to tap into them as how I feel that they apply to me and just a brief summary. So let me see. As I mentioned, the four agreements. The first one that is be impeccable with your word. So I'm seeing how this applies to me. So what the meaning or definition of what Don Ruiz says this is speak with integrity, say only what you mean, avoid using the words to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. So I think that being impeccable with your word is very, very important because I sincerely believe that words are powerful, that what you utter out of your mouth and what you say are very powerful. And even to the point where a lot of people don't realize that you can even speak negativity into your life, into your spirit. We always talk about how words are powerful in a sense of being positive, but your words are also powerful in the negative. If you saying words like, oh, I'm not that good, or I'm not beautiful, or oh, I always mess up, your words mean a lot. And if you notice, those words come into fruition if you say those words. So you want to be impeccable at your words at all times because having saying words is going to bring out what you what you feel and how life is going to be for you. So not only you don't want to speak negatively, but you want to speak positively into your realm, your universe, because anything you say, like the definition said, you want to speak integrity and you want to speak with integrity. You want to avoid gossip. And that means even speaking gossip and negativity towards yourself because self love is the best love, y'all. And if you're speaking those words, you definitely want to make sure that your words are impeccable. Hi, Melanetti Queen. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Yes, good energy only. You already know how we get down over here at the Love Palace. So definitely, you guys, like I said, Speaking words that be impeccable with your words. Being impeccable means speaking positive thoughts, positive energy. Like I said, a lot of people think that, oh, that doesn't work. I speak things and then it doesn't come into fruition. But listen to what you just said. You said, I speak things and then it doesn't work. So, what you said is, I speak things and it doesn't work. So, that's exactly what's going to happen. So, you have to be mindful of your words and you want to speak things out, like I said, that are positive to yourself and to others. And to others is very important as well, because you want to motivate others and help others to reach their higher self and to help them, because you never know what a kind word could say or do for a person, or a negative word. In today's society, there's so much negativity out there that we have to be aware of what we say. We never know what someone's going through in life, and just the wrong word can trigger somebody. And I try to do my best to speak positivity to people, especially if you know me in real life. And even on this app, I try to do my best to speak positive and be impeccable with my words. So that's the first, part of the four agreements: be impeccable with our words and watching what we say, speaking with integrity, and say only what is intentional and what is positive in our lives. So, guys, yes, I'm going through the four agreements for those that are just tapping in. Those that are watching, going to watch the replay. And if anybody would like to hop on the panel to discuss these with me, you are welcome to. I have the link pinned as well. But I'm going to move on to the second agreement, which is my favorite one. And it's my favorite one, but it's also a hard one for me. And it's, don't take anything personal. So nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do as a perception of their own reality. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of, of needless suffering. So this one is, like I said, don't take anything personal. And when I say this one is something that, like I said, I really have to really work on, because with me being a empath, it's hard sometimes not to take things personal. And especially because I believe in the words, like I just said, people being impeccable with their words. So if you say something to me, I have to remember that it's not always personally directed to me, because it could be something that you're expressing, or you might be going through something that, you just need to express. And sometimes, I know me personally on another level as well, I speak things because I just need to let it out. And it's not actually against anyone at all. It's just, I need to release. And by me releasing, one of my things of releasing is to speak my words. Hi, Star Blended Healing. It's so good to see you. The Love Palace is back in effect. Oh, I miss you, sister. I'm gonna get with you. I've been, like I said, being grandparent. It's so good to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for showing up. So as I was saying, the second agreement of don't take anything personal, as I was saying, I had to realize that um, not everything is directed towards me. And like I said, being an empath, that could be very difficult, because when you're an empath, you take in that type of energy. You take whatever people do and say, you take that in, and it's hard sometimes not to take things personal. So what I do realize is that people do have to vent. People have to say what's on their mind, unless they directly say, hey, God is dear love, this is towards you. I try my best. I'm not going to say try, because I don't even like that word. I do my best not to take it personal, because you can take things so personal nowadays. And especially if something relates to you, you'd be like, they talking about me. You know how it's like when, for all my people that go to church. And you know how they used to say the pastor used to be up there and you'd be like, is he talking to me? And and things like that. But sometimes a message is just a message. Don't take it personally unless it's actually directed to you. And I'm speaking to myself. God is still love. Self, don't take it personal, and just basically learn how to be like, you know what, that wasn't directed to you, D. Or even when somebody's having a rough day or just needing a vent. Tiara Latrice had a good live a couple of days ago, and we were talking about how um, we both learned that how some people just don't know how to express their self because they weren't taught how to express themselves. Some people don't know how to love because they were not taught how to love. And some people don't know how to communicate because they were not taught to communicate. So, therefore, we are put into people's lives to show them examples of that. But with that, we can't take it personal when they don't do these things because you know what? They don't know. And if a person does not know and has never been treated in the type of way, we cannot take that personally because they don't know. Our purpose for being in their life is to show them certain things, and you might have to show them how to communicate, and show them, I'm not mean tell them this is how you communicate, by talking to them in a way and showing them how to do this thing. Hi, Nagajina. Nagajini? How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for showing up. Peace and love to you. I appreciate you for showing up. So we were talking about that. Like I said, we're talking about the four agreements, and we're on the one, don't take anything personal. But like I was saying, if someone does not know, and it's not even making an excuse, and this is what I've learned being on hiatus for a little while and just dealing with different situations, that sometimes people just don't know. I cannot expect somebody to love and care for me and communicate a certain type of way if they don't know how to do it. And it's just that simple. So I've learned not to take it personal and to just live in my purpose and do the things that I'm supposed to do in life. And also, what I learned being on hiatus is by not taking things personal, I realized that this game of life, you are put in people's life to show them certain things by your actions, by the way you move, by the things that you do, and they might be put in your life to show you that there's people that are in need of that, and then there's people that just don't know. So, like I said, I'm learning not to take things personal, which is the second agreement. And really, this is one, like I said, I'm working on because, man, like I said, I repeat, being an empath is hard. I get in my feelings. I really get in my feelings about things, and then I start overthinking. And then I'm like, oh my God, why did they say this? And I take it to heart and take it personal. But what I did learn is not to, unless they directly say, hey, Goddess Steve, this is towards you. I just take their words and move on and move forward. And whatever I have to do, I take along with it. So that's what I'm learning about the second agreement of that, y'all. Like I said, I'm still working it. I'm a work in progress. So the third agreement is also a good one. It's don't make assumptions. So we're going to find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can, avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just that one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Y'all, how many people makes assumptions? I'm raising my hand. I be making assumptions as well. You know what I'm saying? This, once you realize these four agreements, you'll see that they all sort of tie in with each other. Because I have made assumptions of things without getting the full story, without getting the full details. Now, what I did learn is how not to make assumptions is ask questions. And if you guys know me, I ask a lot of questions. And sometimes it irritates people. It irritates people because they think that I'm being nosy, but it's really because I'm asking questions because I don't want to make assumptions about anything. I don't want to assume um, or just think, oh, this is what they're thinking. But me asking questions makes me get the knowledge that I need to be like, okay, let me ask these questions. Are you saying this? And I ask questions and I tell people I'm asking these questions not because I'm being nosy, it's because I really want to know. I really want to know so I don't have to make an assumption. And that's what has helped me not make assumptions is by asking questions for understanding and communicating so that I don't have any other I know was clear. And then even within my questions, I ask the questions. Those that know me know they like, here you go, here she goes. She's gonna get to asking these questions. I'll ask a question, then I'll ask a question within the question as well. But it's just because I don't want to make assumptions. Because, like that statement said, you want to avoid having misunderstanding, sadness, and drama. And that's exactly by having this one agreement, not making assumptions, it can take your life into a whole different direction. And I realize that it's done that for me, guys. It has took my life in a whole different direction. I'm not assuming anything. I'm just gonna ask. If you don't want to tell me, that's okay. I'm just gonna say they didn't want to tell me. But I'm not making an assumption that it's because, oh, they feel this type of way. Like I said, being an empath, y'all, is hard because you just overthink things and you analyze things so much, and sometimes it's not even necessary. It's just being so simple just to say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to assume anything. I'm just going to go ahead and ask these questions for understanding, just to avoid the drama and to avoid the chaos. I don't want any misunderstanding. So, this don't make an assumption has a lot to do with communication. Your communication skills have to be intact because in order to ask these questions, you have to communicate. You have to be ready to be know how to communicate. And like I said, these four agreements intertwine with each other because with you learning how to communicate and to be don't make assumptions, you have to go to that first agreement, which is be impeccable with your words, knowing the right words to say, saying words with integrity. That's going to help you not make assumptions. And you're not going to assume anything if you communicate, ask questions, and just basically, you know, um, not taking things personal. Like I said, all these are going to intertwine with each other by you not making assumptions. You can be impeccable with your words, and you will learn not to take things personal. Hey, Don Play. I don't know if you were here when I said hi to you before. So, hello, good afternoon. Thank you for showing up, and I appreciate you so much. So, let me go to the last agreement, which is always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. So, under any circumstances, simply do your best and you will avoid self judgment, self abuse, and regret. So, this one is also very, very good as well. The last agreement is to always do your best. You want to always do your best. And if you notice, it says that you do your best when you're healthy. So that's healthy physically, spiritually, and mentally. You're going to do your best in all those things if you're healthier. When you are ill or sick and physically, spiritually, or mentally, it can cause so much damage. It will not allow you to do your best, guys. So you want to always do your best. and always under any circumstances try to avoid, self-sabotage, which means self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Always doing your best in anything that you do. And like I said, these all intertwine with each other because you're going to do your best. By you doing your best, you're not going to make assumptions, you're not going to take anything personal, and you're going to be impeccable with your words. So this is very, very important to always do your best. Speaking the words of doing your best, saying negative words of, hey, oh, I guess I'm good. Oh, I'm not okay. I try. I'm okay. No, be the best version of you. If you got a talent and you know you good at something and I am the best. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with saying that because you're doing your best. And doing your best means striving so hard to do whatever you have to do in life to make sure that you're doing your best. Having, like I said, a healthy body, which you in taking your body physically and mentally and spiritually makes a big impact on it. Hi, D Mac. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you for showing up as well. Uh, Shout out to you, D Mac. But yes, by always doing your best, you're gonna make sure that you do the best in everything that you do, which means, like I said, speaking good words upon you. Don't take anything personal, not making assumptions. If you apply these four agreements in your life, like I said, I had to remember this is something that I had fell away from saying. I used to always wake up and say these things like, D, be impeccable with your words. D, don't take anything personal. D, don't make assumption. D, always do your best. And it makes a difference when you're speaking positive things. Be impeccable with your words. I think that is why they made that the first agreement because your words are powerful. When I tell you, everybody, listen to me. Words are so powerful. And like I said, people always go to say, if you speak positivity into your life, it's going to be positive. Absolutely. Absolutely. Even when things are hard and things may seem rough, it's going to be that way. But you can also speak negativity into your life. Empress Sharon, sisters, thank you for showing up. All my sisters were in the building today. I appreciate you guys showing up. I'm back at the Love Palace, y'all. And like I said, if you guys want to hit the link and we could talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, that's cool as well. Thank you, sister, for showing up. I'm talking about the four agreements right now. And this is something that was just on my spirit that I wanted to talk about because I had forgot about doing these things. Assumption, let me see, Nick Nakachini. Let me go ahead and highlight that. Assumption equals as an option. Oh yes, I love that. Hold on, I think I got somebody at the door. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see here. Is that the beautiful Saudi queen in the building?
Peace and love.
Hey Saudi, how
How
are
y'all
you?
doing? Good. Peace and love. Sorry I'm late to the party.
Oh, never late.
Oh,
Never tardy for the party.
yes, yes. Oh, let me go ahead and step out because it's a little loud around
No,
here.
you
But
good.
I
You
had
good.
to hop on because this is my subject. This is what I preach. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so I just ran through them real quick. Like I said, I just was doing a little dialogue. The Love Palace is back in full effect right now. We
Mm-hmm.
switching up times because me and Saudi been outside. And so I just decided to come. This was really on my spirit because I was like, dang, I haven't been doing what I usually say this every day. And I was like, dang, D, you slipping on your pimping. You know what I mean? Like I haven't been saying the four agreements. So, and I realized how they're so important, in our lives. Definitely. So yeah, I'm definitely speaking on that. I did like Nagajima. I did how you made consumption as an option. I love that. I love that, Nakajimi. Yes. And then I would, y'all, I was always said if you made an assumption, you make an ass out of me and you. That's how we were
True.
told.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely that don't make assumptions is very, very something that definitely. So, Sadi, what's your thoughts? Welcome back to the Love Palace.
Yes, good to be back. Good to be back. Yeah, so we're talking about the third agreement. Don't make assumptions. Okay. Yeah, my thing about assumptions is you just gotta ask questions. And it's because, like you said, when we
Hmm.
make assumptions, I feel like we misunderstand and then we take things personally. We go back to agreement number one. So
Hmm.
now that we don't understand, we just take it personally and then we end up creating all this drama for nothing. So I feel
Hmm.
like you just got to ask questions instead so you could be clear. But if you're afraid to ask for clarification, then you're going to assume and believe your assumptions are right. And then next thing you know, you're going to try to defend those assumptions that are wrong. And then you try to make someone else wrong, which leads to everyone suffering in the end. And then you have this big commotion where you should have just asked the question in the first place. But people are
Hmm.
scared. So, and I just feel like for me, I'm doing my best to not assume how others feel or assume that they know how you feel. Because when we make assumptions about what others are doing or thinking, we end up taking it personally and then we blame them and then react by sending all this, what they call emotional poison with our words. I feel like that's why we never make assumptions because we're just asking for problems. So if you need to make assumptions, always assume the positive. So and all that sadness and drama and all that stuff that you created in your head will disappear. So make sure that you have that in your life. Make sure that you don't take it personally. Make sure that um, you know, when we make assumptions that we know what other people want, we just gotta end up first by setting clear expectations on what I want with that person. So, and then if they really love you, I feel like, real love is accepting other people in the way that they are without trying to change them. And if we try to change them, that means that we don't really like them. So you gotta just like make sure when you communicate that you talk to that person, you find someone who you don't have to change all the time. I feel like it's much easier for you to find someone who's already the way you want them to be instead of trying to change that person. But we don't know nothing about it if we don't ask questions. So like they say, closed mouths don't get fed. So yeah.
Absolutely. And I
Mhm.
think, like I was saying, all four of these agreements tie in with each other. And like I said, the one, be impeccable with your words. So that, speaking with integrity. And then also that goes along with don't make assumptions because you got to be impeccable with your words when you're asking these questions because we can assume so much. But by the words and how you word things, you got to just, you know, be impeccable with it. Say words that won't go against yourself or against others. And you use the power of words in a way to show truth and love. And like I said, this is something that I I work on these daily because, like I said, being an empath, y'all, it's hard. And I overthink, and overthink until you can't overthink some more. And I could come up with a whole new version. But what I
Mhm.
learned is to ask questions. And that's why I do ask questions. Like I said, it can irritate people, but I'm going to ask questions because I want to know. And I always am curious as well to see. Let me see this comment. Assume as you and me, it's all about me, myself, and I.
Mm.
Yes.
Ashay. I like that.
Hmm.
Break it down then. Go ahead and break it
And it
down.
said, you equals me. We all refer to ourselves as you and me. Man, let's go, Nagajini. Let's go.
And dropping gems.
He always does.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so I think so. What do you think about? Now I'm gonna start with you from the beginning. Being impeccable with your word.
Oh man, you know, ever since my throat chakra is unblocked, right? I think people can't stand my truth, but that's all I have. So I don't know what else to give them or not give them. But being impeccable with your word always means to me that whatever words you speak out loud or subconsciously in your head into the universe or about others and yourself, whether it's negative or positive, it will manifest times 10. So that's why I try my best to use love and kind words the best way I can. And you know, when I'm hot, I'd be like, okay, like like my daddy would say, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, right? So I tried to walk away, but I feel like your words are powerful. It's the most powerful tool you have, right? The word can enter your mind and change a belief for the better or the worse. It's like planting a seed, a thought. It grows like a seed. Your mind is like so fertile. So when you say these words, you remember that your words cast spells with your opinions all the time. Whether you hear an opinion and believe it, you know, we make this agreement and it becomes part of our belief system. So just know that your subconscious is very powerful and you are what you consume. So if you're gossiping all the time, that's pure poison. You are what you consume. If you're speaking love and light and positivity in the world, that is what's going to flourish out of you. That's how you feel. Like, you know how they say, like, if you feel good, you know, if you look good, then you start feeling good and talking good. That's
Mm-hmm.
the same with your words, you know. You got to respect your own words, respect the power of your word, because your word can be caused by great destruction or everlasting great positivity. So be impeccable with your word is so important. That's why they make it the first agreement. What are you speaking? How do you cast your spells into this world? So yeah.
Right. So I can resonate with you as far as the throat chakra. When your throat chakra is activated, I have learned that I have to slow down too, because being impeccable with your words can also, you have to be cautious too of how you say things. Like I said, all these agreements are tying with each other because you want to be impeccable. So that also means, like it says, you're going to speak with integrity and you're going to watch how you say things. Because me being that firecracker Sagittarius,
Hmm.
I can blurt out things and be like, oh my God, no. And I have friend, a good friend that always catch me. D, did you know what you just said? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Like a couple of and my sisters, they be like, D, they'll laugh at me, and I appreciate that they accept me, but they also call me out on my stuff. You know,
Right.
so it makes me be impeccable with my word. Like they be like, girl, you might not want to say that to somebody like that that don't know you, because they might take that some type of way. And I'm like, oh
Oh
my God.
yeah.
So I have to be impeccable with my words. Very much so, as like I said, being an empath, being a firecracker Sagittarius, double Sag to be exact. And just when your throat chakra is activated, it is hard to your it activates and you just speak, and you're like, oh my God, did I just say that? You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
definitely yes, agree. Let me see what Empress Sharon says. I'm like, but it sounds like you're touching on topics I've been running. Yes, we always, because we're sisters. And yes, safe travels as well. Sister Blended Healing, safe travels. But yes, because we're sisters, of course we're gonna be. That's how I felt about Tiara's live the other day. I'm the one about love language. I tapped in at the end, but the night before, I was thinking about. So sorry, we can tap into this as well.
Yeah.
She had a live it, and I was so in tune because the message I've been getting lately from everybody is you can't expect somebody to do something that they don't know how to do or haven't been around. And I'm really learning that because I expect expectations, which is another word, is people sometimes to love me a certain way, to talk to me a certain way, to treat me a certain way, which there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But what I got from the divine and ancestors and universe and the creator is that not everyone knows how to do that. And I had to really sit within that message because I'm like, I want you to love me this way. This is what I want you to talk to me this way. But if they don't know, they really don't know. And I had to realize that people really don't know. If they say they don't know how to love, if they say they don't know how to communicate, they're telling you that they don't know how to do these things. So I learned not to expect those type of things from people that are telling me that because I was taking it personal, second agreement. But if they don't know, how can I um, expect them to do anything else? And that's what really resonated with me. Like, D, you're expecting somebody to love you this way, or you expecting them to communicate this way. But if they don't know,
Yeah, how would
I
they
got to
know?
accept it.
Yeah, it's like if they're ignorant to that fact, like some people are like, well, I don't know how to love because I was never loved, or I don't know how to treat
Right,
XYZ right because I never had that, and then here we are healing their childhood trauma, which is
right,
another something I don't want to get I just like I don't want to raise a man, that hasn't been through that. Am I there to help him out with all of whatever he needs to go through? Yes, but like when someone doesn't have that, it's hard for them to even not take things personally, really. But and that's the hardest
right.
agreement to me is not taking things
That's
personal.
man. That's what I
That's the
said.
hardest one.
I spend a lot of time on that one because that's oh
Hmm.
man, that is so hard. And it's like I don't want to take it personal, but she's like, dang, why did you do that? Why did you say that? And it's like, okay, did you say D, God is the love, this is what you did? Did you actually say that to me? So definitely, hold on, y'all. I think I got somebody at the door. Sister Empress Sharon, is that you?
Yes, ma'am, it
Hello.
is me. I figured I'll come on up here because, yes, all of us have been in tune. I was listening to High Priestess Tiara's last night and the night before, and I'm like, wow, this is stuff I've been thinking about. We are always, even Sister Blended Healing, but
Hmm.
and then I know it's not just us; it's our spiritual family, But
Exactly.
it's just really deep, trying to understand, you know, uh, what you're encountering with other people, what you're expecting from other people, thinking that other people think like you, and that type of thing. But facing the reality that is not so is it's a bittersweet pill to
Hmm.
swallow. But it's something we have to accept. And I've been battling a lot of this here lately. And, trying to really check myself, look where, I can, correct myself, whatever. And at the same time, trying to face reality of what I'm receiving from people, and sometimes it's your
Right.
closest family members. Yes. Yeah. So it's not, you have to accept it, but it's not a good pill to well, I won't say good, but it's not an
Hmm.
easy pill to swallow. Yes, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like I said, these are the messages that I've been getting, and it was like back to back. Like I had somebody tell me something in a dream, and the message was basically this person doesn't know how to love because I didn't know how to love. So how you expect them to love? So then I'm like, okay, I took that in. Then
Mhm.
I go on Instagram, and there was this deep message where one of the followers said, he said that in life you're going to have people that you're going to expect them to love you and treat you some type of way. But if they do not know how to do it, what does that show us if we say that we love them? How are we accepting that? And it's hard for me, guys. Like, I'm gonna be transparent, it is hard for me because I'm like, you should love me and treat me the way that I want to be treated, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
What is the problem?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I really had to sit in that, Sadia and for sharing, and it's like it was like on my mind, like wow, like you have to accept that this is life. And the second part of what that person on Instagram said, the part of life is us accepting and knowing that that's there. And sometimes they won't accept the love and the communication that we're going to give, but we were put in their lives to show that we can give it and that it is there, and that sometimes we just
Mhm.
got to move from that. Once we're in their life and we show them, hey, this is what it could be like, and then they can't reciprocate it and can't give that back. Our lesson, our not lesson, our part of being in their life is to show them that it was there, so they cannot say to the divine, the creator, or whoever they believe in, that they never experienced that. So I resonated with that so well because it was like, wow. And like you said, it was a hard pill to swallow because I'm like, nah, you
Mhm.
better love me the way I want to be loved.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And I
Right.
I
And
don't know what the
I
problem
found my
is.
yes, I found myself in these last few days really trying to understand, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I know I got faults, so I try to check myself as well. But when you see people actually doing things and know that they're doing things to hurt somebody else, to manipulate and all that, and I just been like, how could people be so treacherous and stuff? But like you said, some people, this is what they learned. This is what they grew up on. So they don't know no different, and then when you come, you looking like a sore thumb to them because they ain't never see that type of treatment. Oh, this is how they treat. Let me take advantage of that. You know,
right.
so it is. It's been tough for me learning to deal with this type of stuff because I try my best to give love and peace and all of that. And then I know, there's another side of me, you
Mhm.
know, and trying to control that side when you got stuff coming at you is not easy. And I know that other side could be just as treacherous, as nice as I am, so, it's a fight. Yeah, it's a fight. Yeah.
Mhm. I agree.
Mhm.
Definitely, I can resonate with you, sister, because, whoo, girl, it'd be hi, Amari. Good to see you, Amari. I checked you out last
Mhm.
night. Good to see you. Thank you for coming through. I had to learn to definitely, man, I'm still learning. Like I'm still in like, I don't if I could describe it to you guys, it's like I really had to into an acceptance mode, and it's like there's still that block. Like I don't want to accept it,
Right.
Right.
but it
Yeah.
keeps
It's like,
coming to it
yeah.
keeps coming to me. So I have to. I'm like okay, because I know of what I put into manifestation, and it's like I don't want to. I don't want to, but it's like no. Here you go. Here's another message that says that
Mhm.
here, and it's like oh my god. So I'm really trying to accept that, and it's hard. It is not easy for
Mhm.
me to do that because I'm a firm believer, like you said, if I'm giving you love and showing you love and treating you this type of way and
Right.
doing this and that, thank you, Amari. I definitely feel that I should get that back. Period. Like that's where my mind was.
Mhm.
What's up, Sir Drop?
Right.
Good to see you.
That's it.
Um, because you that's what we, especially if you go into whatever spirituality that you in, that's what you're taught. You're taught that what you give, and which is true. It is true. What you
Mhm.
give is what you put out, but not everybody is going to give it back to you. And sometimes
Mhm.
you want it so bad from the person that you want it from, and it's like, no, I know
Right.
you can
Right.
I know you can give it to
Right.
me. So it's like I'm going through that. That's a thing that I'm transforming myself and learning to accept. And when I'm learning to accept that, it's hard, you know. And so just hearing you sharing and Sadi, y'all saying that y'all are experiencing the same thing lets us know that we are going through a transformation where we have to grow, and it's a different it makes me feel uncomfortable, y'all. It
Mm-hmm.
makes me feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's not being who I am, but I'm realizing this is really the
Thank
part.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the main thing that run across my mind. That this makes me feel that I can't be who I am. I
Right.
have to
Exactly.
change myself. You know what I'm saying? To
Mm-hmm.
deal with people, like that. Yes.
Hey, Miss Parker.
And
Good to see you, Miss Parker. Peace and love to you. Thank you for showing up.
mhm.
I appreciate you, Miss Parker. Yes, y'all. So go ahead, Sharon, because I want to hear. Because man, I feel the same way. Like,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then it sort of makes you. So I don't know if you feel this. This is what it makes me feel too. You ain't gonna discredit all this hard work I done did to make myself a better
And
person.
you're not. Like, don't you
You
know
are
what I
not
had to do?
right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make me feel some type of way. And then so you have to really, really find a way to be that balance, because I do believe there's still a
Right.
balance with that. But
It is.
the acceptance part is what I've been struggling with because no, I felt like Jennifer Hudson, you're supposed to love me because I'm showing you, like you're supposed to love me the way I'm loving you. What is wrong with you? You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
definitely, but I realized that there's a balance in just learning to accept that because, like I said,
Right.
you put what you put out is what you get, but not everybody's going to give that. And the reason why, what I've learned is because they don't know how, and that's all it boils down
Right.
to it. So then it,
Exactly. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, no, go ahead.
No, in going through a lot of this, I'm learning, because my really first I've heard the word duality, but really not spoken of as much as I hear it now. And when I heard it, I was like, I have a surface definition of it, but going through all of this has gave me a much deeper understanding of the word duality, because
Mm,
like you just said, it's the balance thing,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to learn how to balance. I want to say the good and the bad, but they say there's no such thing as good and bad. So I guess balance those two energies where it
hmm.
doesn't affect us like it does. Yeah.
You're right.
Man, they didn't tell us it was gonna feel like this. So this is why I really wanted to
Right.
talk about. This is some stuff like I wanted to really like tap into. That's what made me, like I said, tap into the four agreements. Go ahead, Sadi. Was you gonna say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna add to it as far as I know we probably already passed agreement number two, but it all I feel like all these agreements tie back to not taking things personally, which is so
Right.
hard for us to do because we're
It's
also in our
hard.
feelings, you know.
Hmm.
And I feel like whenever like whatever people do or say or think or feel, I try my best not to take it personally because I'd be like, okay, whatever people's doing to feel that maybe I'm not gonna take it personally because one, I don't want to accept myself for nothing, and when I do, whatever they say, I feel like was um, what they really feel about themselves. So like
And it's
so
mhm.
yeah, so I'd be looking at them like, so like, because like if you agree with whatever was said to you, as soon as you agree with their poisonous words, when it goes through you, it's like poison. It's like you're a trap. So when others are gonna have their opinion about you according to their belief system, you should really think about you should think nothing because they think it's about me when it's really about them. So I feel like nothing other people do. I feel like when people speak to us, we gotta follow that fifth agreement, but we'll get there. But that really means like nothing other people do is because of you. It's all because of them. So when they live in this drama in their own mind, they're like in a whole different completely world than we're in. And so when we take it personally, we make the assumptions that they don't know what's going on in our world, and then we try to impose our world with theirs. And then when everything around
Mm.
you, and vice versa, like when everything is great, everything makes you happy, right? Like we agree,
Mhm.
but we're like not even being aware that we're making agreements to help each other suffer. So I feel like
Mm.
you gotta make sure you keep this agreement with yourself. Like If you just travel with like an open heart, like no one could really hurt you. Like you can say I love you without the fear of being rejected. You know, oh they didn't say I love you back. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. It's you didn't take that personally. So
Right.
don't even worry about it. But no, that just I was just lingering in my. But go ahead.
Yeah.
This is
So
good.
Nakajini said love equals, he been dropping these gems in the chat. Love equals loss over vibrational energies. People say all the time, but don't respect your vibrational energy. Yes, yes,
Mm,
absolutely.
wow.
And to piggyback on you, Sadi, so that don't take it personal. So like the definition, like I love what it says. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do as a projection of their own reality. When you are
Mm,
immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. And that's why I love that one. Because I'm like,
I
DD,
say.
did you see what that said? Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
don't take it personal. That's their projection, that's their reality, and that's their opinion.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. Like I said, being an empath, y'all, it's hard because I'm like, man, why you say that? Why you do
Mm-hmm.
that? And especially when you know in your heart you're a genuine, pure person, and you're like, I'm expecting that back. You know what I'm saying? Why people treating me like this? Why people saying things like this? But it's because they really don't know, y'all. That's the bottom line.
They don't.
Mhm.
Okay, Amari, thank you.
Right.
That's the bottom line. We can't beat ourselves up about that because if you are empath to all my empaths, we take that so personal, and we
Mm-hmm.
it can
Yeah.
mess us up. It can mess us up. We get to thinking and
Mhm.
trying to figure stuff out that ain't even happened. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Like
Right.
this happened, but we like trying to figure. We like, I'm a good person. Why is this happening? It's not us, y'all. That definition says
Mm,
that it is a projection of their own reality, of their reality, not
right.
ours.
Mhm. You know what the funny thing is though? And I definitely received that what you were saying. But even when I've taken those type approaches too, and then people be saying, you act like you don't care, she got enough. I mean, it's not you don't care, but you be trying to protect your energy and
Mm,
yourself, from being hurt and
mm,
all that, so like you said, it's like you can't even take it personal. You can't even, you just got to be you and do you. And long as you know that you're trying to do right and your best by people, you can't let what they feel about you affect you, even though it's easier said than done. But
Mm-hmm.
yes.
facts, facts. So he said,
Hmm.
we got to trust our vibrational energy, regardless if people resonate or not. Exactly. We got to,
Hmm. Yeah.
and that's what I said, even like becoming, knowing yourself, because, I'm about self love. And that's part of knowing yourself. Like, I'm not going to allow that to affect me because I'm going to still be who I am because I know my vibration is, like he said, is good regardless if they resonate or not. That, and you have to have that self love. That's where it comes in. Because maybe if you don't have that, when you don't have that self love, you be lost. And I'm speaking
Right.
from experience because it took me a while to get that self love. So now I can sort of tap in and be like, okay, well, you know what? I don't care because I love myself. And like you said, Sharon, it's so hard because people be like, ooh, you're being selfish. But like I mentioned in one of my poems, being selfish doesn't mean being selfless. So you
Right.
still gotta
Hmm.
love yourself, you know. I
Hmm.
get it because it's like, dang, it's a catch 22. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
It's a catch. You be
Yeah.
like, what?
It's like love yourself, girl. Nobody will.
Yeah. Oh, you love yourself too much.
Yeah. Now, if you love yourself
Love
too
it.
much, now are you being too much? Like some people's like, "Ooh, you just over the top." Like, no, I'm honey. If you can't love me more than I love myself, I don't know what to tell you. Got to move around.
Love and
Respectful.
hate. Yeah. Love and hate can be deceiving, but vibrational energy and frequency. Yes.
Okay.
trump it all. And I agree with that. Because your vibe, your energy, if I start feeling like a negative way or some type of way, then I definitely be like, this ain't what trust the energy, trust your gut. Hi, Commander, good
Right.
to see you. Thank you
Hi.
for showing up. They
Okay.
coming through.
Mama D, I have
Yeah.
to go, but I
Yep.
will be back on here. I'm judging an event right now at a school.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but are you gonna be here on like maybe like 20 maybe extra minutes maybe?
If
Okay.
the people
Yeah.
interact with me and we keep
Okay.
talking, I will,
Because I want to come back on this last agreement. So, but I will be back. Ashe.
yeah, okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Peace and love.
But yes, and for sharing, I agree because it's like it's so hard to. And Commander, if you want to hit the panel, you can. You are welcome to come to the Love Palace. But definitely, we were talking about the four agreements and how things affect us, Commander. I agree with you in for sharing because I this is what I'm struggling with now, currently, right now in this state is how long do you allow someone to because they don't know, right? So how long do you
Mhm.
allow them to treat you a certain type of way? How long do you allow I'm okay, I know that you don't know how to love. I know you don't know how to communicate. But am I supposed to accept that forever? Like or
Right.
it's just yeah, if you know what I'm saying, like it's hard to describe because I'm trying to. It's like yeah, I love you enough to accept you who you are, but is there going to be a change? And
Mm.
are you willing to make that change? I guess that's what I'm just saying. And so, like, I know that I sometimes have to move on, even though you might not want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to move on and
Mhm.
separate myself. So, my question to you in the chat is um, when you know somebody doesn't love, they know how to love and know how to communicate and have different things that they don't know how to express, how long are we supposed to accept that? Or what are we supposed to do from that point on? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that excuse me, that is true. And I mean, I usually try to see, if I see that somebody is at least trying, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I will, try to, work with them, but at the same time, when it's somebody that's so dear to you and stuff, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to really pull away, but sometimes you kind of have to if it's affecting you to the point that you can't be at peace and you can't enjoy, happiness and all that, then it's time to let go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
Right.
feel. That's just my take on it. Yes.
So
Mm.
not allow them to reflect on themselves is the key. Apps. Okay. I definitely can
Mhm.
resonate with that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Commander says, I waited for as long as my spirit will let me if they're worth it. Right, right. And
Yeah.
definitely I can agree with that. Are they worth it? And I definitely think that you need to see some change occurring. You know what I'm saying? Something
Mhm.
like something got to be like coming through, or something's got to change, and at least one work on something. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, when you have
Right.
somebody that's dear, because the heart can lead you in many, many ways. And that's why I try to be like, when I tell somebody I love them, I incorporate the heart, but I say it's my mind as well. You know what I'm saying? Because your mind's going to
Mhm.
help you think. Definitely. Let me see what the comments.
Mhm.
Love and hate are both man. Trying to tell you, Amari said,
Mm.
until the patience runs out. Yeah, definitely. And do you guys ever feel guilty like I'm not patient enough? Because like I said, I'm a Sagittarius, so I'll be like, man, when I tap out, I could tap out. Like, and you know, Sharon, because you're one too. Like once
Yes,
we
I
tap
was
out,
just getting ready to say.
we tap all the way out. Like it ain't no war. It's like I'm
Mhm.
cool and that's it. Like it ain't no
Mm, yeah.
baby step. I'm gonna just stop talking to you on the phone, or we tap all
mm,
the way out. We be like we're out. So
yeah,
we tap all the way.
yeah,
So I had to learn to I had to learn to be patient as well, because I do that. I'll tap all the, don't call me, don't talk to me, don't do, I'm good. I'm good.
mm-hmm,
And sometimes that's not fair because I'm not allowing the person to show their type of what they can do. So I definitely am working on that
mm-hmm,
as a patience. But one thing I learned about the word patience is, if I believe that my words are powerful or my words are impeccable, and I give that to whatever I believe in, why am I saying I need to be patient? Because that means I'm not believing in it. Because
mm-hmm,
I already said what I wanted. I already said what I thought. I already said. So being patient to me, and this is just my thoughts, y'all. I'm not down in them, but this is just something I resonated with that I heard meant. Is actually part of that The Secret, that book in that movie. It says that you're saying I'm being patient, but are we allowing our manifestations, our prayer, or whatever you believe in, to be believable? So, like, I always say, I gotta be patient. Let's be patient. God, the creator, whatever it's gonna be. No, we need to put it out there. And those that are into the Bible or believe in that, there's even a scripture that says, "Put it out there and let it be what it is." We're supposed to let it go
mm-hmm,
and let it be that way. Me personally, I had to learn that. Like, once I say, "This is what I'm saying to my creator, to my ancestors, and the universe," I got to leave it out there. But it's not always easy.
mm-hmm. Right, because I had
It's
that
not.
problem.
I was like,
Yeah,
what is going on? What I said this, but we got to really believe that our words are powerful. Having impeccable words
exactly.
and
And I find myself, when people telling me be patient or be patient, I get frustrated about that because I'm like, well, I feel like I've been patient for all these years. So how much longer do I need to? I mean, come on, I'm about broke now. But
right.
I understand it. But then you have to be able to distinguish, because some people will lead you on by saying be patient, knowing they ain't got no tensions or changing and all that type of stuff. So yeah, the question is, how long is patience? How long do you wait for that? Yeah.
Uh, Somebody's
Mhm.
at the door. Hold on.
Mhm, mm,
Is
mm,
that my
mm.
sister?
I hope it's
Is
high
it
Girl.
Linda Healing?
priestess. I was gonna ask her. Oh, it's Blended.
Hey!
Oh, I was gonna say high priestess because I knew
Hi!
Blended was driving. I wanted to hear what her take on it.
See,
Good.
see what
Oh,
happens. How you doing, sister?
yeah.
Sister, you been on my mind.
You
Aw.
sure
Sister,
have.
you two of a kind.
Oh,
Sister,
God.
hey y'all.
Hey.
Hey, sis.
Hey, sis. You
How
just
y'all
made my
doing?
face like so smile and
We
lit up.
doing great. We know you got some bomb for us. What's up?
Y'all. Like she
No,
said, let's
no, 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 no. I was listening. I'm listening. I've been working. My life is lifing for me right now.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
when I saw the
okay.
title, that first of all, excuse me, salute to you, Sister Sharon, Goddess D, salute to you, salute to the chat, all you phenomenal people.
Oh,
And thank you for coming to the
oh,
Love Palace. We missed you tremendously.
Thank
And
you.
I was about to
mm-hmm.
ask her to
Yeah.
send back her friendship card
I
and put that
know.
back in the
It's
mail.
not just
But
you. Look, it's not just you.
I
Everybody been
figured
like, D.
I figured I would reserve that until later.
I
But
know.
see,
I
life
know.
is life, and this is the one thing that I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing:
Mhm.
as I've been on my semi-sabbatical, because I believe that it's all been orchestrated by the divine. for me to push me into a break. And I go here and there, saying all the time, oh, I really need to go post something up, push up something, to
Mm.
let people know that I'm still around and stuff like that. But when it comes to the four agreements, my God, that is such a reminder that we need it so much because people don't understand how to put their emotions into words and then taking those words and putting them into action. So when it says that you have to be impeccable with your word, when it tells you that you have to be the best version of yourself and your best today may be different from your best tomorrow, when it tells you that you have to be, don't take things personal. That's a big one because we all
Mhm.
internalize and we all feel as though things are coming directly at us. And we live in such a digital world that people text and type and you believe, with text etiquette that all capital words mean that they are shouting at you, but some people
Mhm.
don't understand that. And then the subliminals, shoulda, woulda, coulda, well, maybe it was her, him, I ain't saying, all of that. So I'm saying all of that to say is that in research that, I have been privileged to go through and to learn more about certain things, I come to realize, and I had an epiphany today, that, you hear so much things out in the YouTube world or our virtual world that tell us, evil is this, the devil is this, heaven is this. This one tells you this is the best way to look at this. Then you got somebody else telling you this is the way you should breathe. This is the way you should act. Don't go over there. Turn around. Put your car in reverse. Don't do that. Don't say this. Don't say that. So what you end up doing is being free in spirituality because that's what you explain yourself to be. Free in spirituality. But what you're doing is also at the same time putting yourself back into a box
Mhm.
because of don't cross that line, don't do that because you're being watched as being the spiritual being and the thee, thou, thou, thy God. Then
Mhm.
then you're put in this box saying, well, you're human too, so go ahead and live a little and just go scream, yell, shout, and cuss somebody out. Then you got to cross another line telling you that what you're doing is witch stuff, and they don't understand because they don't understand their own basics of what was instilled in them in their own ancestry, and that somebody labeled from the other persuasion as being something different. So, and
Mhm.
then you got a part where people don't understand, and you're taught to be scared of something that you don't understand.
Mhm.
So now you're
Mhm.
now you're boxed back up into a box where you're supposed to be the most free that you're supposed to be. So here's what I believe. After people putting me in a box for so long, I've decided I'm cracking the gate because I don't want to be
Mhm.
labeled as anything. I'm just me. And you
Mhm.
could take it or leave it, and I don't give a fuck about what anybody says, how anybody feels, about none of that. If you don't want to hear what I
Mhm.
have to say, you know what I'm saying? You can tip the dough, you know? If you feel that you disagree with me with respect, because I wouldn't disagree with you
Mhm.
and not disrespect you. You understand? People are different the way that
Mhm.
they are and the way that they see things and the way that they were raised and the stuff that they've been placed. They don't even realize that they're in a box. We all
Mhm.
need to break open the cage to get out of the cage.
Mm.
because we all live
Mm.
in beautiful cages. Like D, your stage is beautiful. It is the most
Mhm.
beautiful cage I've seen in a long time.
Mm.
And some of us have homes that are the most decked out cages that you can have. Some of us have caves that are decked out. Flat screen TV, snacks to the wazoo, whatever. But we're still living in a box. So when do you get
Mm.
to the point to realize that if you're going to stand for something and you're going to say something, stand on what the hell you saying. Don't be
Mhm.
all wishy-washy. Be like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, and I don't
Mm.
know. You get more respect saying how the freak you feel than you
Mhm.
whitewash bullshit. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I don't, I don't. You know what I'm saying? If I
Mhm.
feel that you offended somebody in my tribe, I'm gonna look at you sideways. But I'm gonna have to see you for who you are.
Mm.
Because your interaction with me, D, could be different with your interactions with Looney or your interactions with Keymosh or Sharon or Tiara, anybody else. It's your own relationship that you have. Who the fuck are we to tell somebody who the fuck what they should be doing and what they should not be doing? I'm
Mhm.
just saying. And I had to
Yeah.
learn to say in my own live I just did, like I said, I had to come to the point where I had to stop saying you need to, you need to, you need to. And I had to scale that back and say, may I offer? Because me telling
Mm.
you that you need to means what? It's me commanding and demanding that you do something that you may not necessarily align with.
Mm.
But if you're going to be impeccable with your word, stand on your word. You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Stand on your word.
Right.
Don't be like this in one place and then be something different somewhere else and then be somewhere different somewhere else. You gotta
Mhm.
see, there I go. You gotta. May I offer
We
that
learn.
people have different ways of how they express themselves. And we are all not perfect. But to sit up here is to
Mhm.
sit yourself in judgment of somebody else because you don't even know the backstory. You only see what you see in the beginning of what they put on their face. Like they say, this is the internet. This is YouTube. This ain't real life.
Mhm.
We are all characters. You can believe that bullshit if you want to. What you seeing is probably more real about them in this
Mm.
virtual world than it is in the real world.
Mhm.
You feel
Mm.
me?
Mm.
And that's my
Yeah.
opinion. That's just my opinion. People can take me or not. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Mhm.
I really
Mhm.
don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because life is lifing and things are changing and moving so swiftly that it affects more of us than you realize. And
Mm. Mm.
people are just trying to attach themselves to a positive word. But when you hear
Mhm.
all this screaming, yelling, backbiting, slapping people, calling you bitches and all that your name and nigga and all of this type of shit that you want to label each other with, when you start doing
Mhm.
all of that and then you lose sight of what the hell you fighting for. What are you fighting for?
Mhm.
Every day you
Mm.
walk out the door, you fighting for something. When are you gonna put the sword and the shield down and be yourself? How
Mhm.
you gonna keep walking? You fighting all the time. You in such a fight mode, you don't even know how to relax.
Mm.
You don't know how
True.
to see the simple things and find pleasure in the simple things because you just want to fight. What you so
Right.
angry about? When you get right down to it and you dig deep, what the fuck are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? Because somebody done called you out their name? They can't touch you. They don't affect your pocket. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? They don't understand. They
Mhm.
ain't messing with where you live. They're not touching your kids. What the fuck?
Mhm.
Especially when you can just get on here and turn the damn button off and go about your business.
That part.
You have
Mhm.
to understand that
Mhm.
when words are words, but they're powerful. Just like you said,
Mhm.
words are powerful and they have an impact, and people curse people with their words and don't even realize they're cursing them. But
Man,
what they
talk
Mhm.
don't
about
know, while you cursing somebody, you cursing your own self and bringing on
it.
karma. Because all the universe is doing is mimicking what the fuck you putting out there.
Mhm.
Woo.
Mhm.
I'm just
Let's
saying. I guess I had
Mhm.
something to say to that.
look.
Well,
You
But
did
thank you,
that.
sis.
Let's go. Let's go.
Receive it.
I forgot I
I'm
got
just
my
Mhm.
trying to
sound
be the
I-
effect.
best version of what I can be and try to keep it real because I don't try to sugarcoat anything. If anything, if you see me hemming and hawing and not saying anything, it's because I'm trying to weigh my words so I don't get the
Mhm.
universe to return shit back to me because of
Right.
Mhm.
how I may be feeling about you. You feel
Man,
me?
Mhm.
I feel you.
Mhm.
So I'm
And
trying not to
Right.
allow that to come back up into my life
ooh,
when
when
I'm
I tell
trying to make
y'all,
positive moves.
man,
Okay?
I feel you. Mr. West
I'm
has
feeling
entered
you,
the building,
sis.
y'all.
All
Hello,
of this,
Mr. West.
all of this fake fugazi bullshit that you see.
Man.
Just be your authentic self, man. If people accept you for who you are, then let them accept you for who you are. If they don't and you're not their cup of tea, oh well.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Move around.
Let's go.
That's
Mhm.
why I ain't got no subscribers. Because I can't
Mhm.
keep no subscribers. They
You
don't
got
want to hear the
subscribers.
fucking real.
No.
Girl,
That's
Well,
why
I ain't gonna
we miss you.
sugarcoat. I ain't do none of all of that.
the love
So
palace
all I'm
is back.
saying is this.
Stop playing with me. You know how we get down at the love palace,
Mhm.
and you always
But
with the
I'm just
Mr.
saying, I support the Sister Collaboration Network and anybody who
Yep.
gets down with me. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I don't, I don't. Simple as that.
Mhm.
I'm grown enough to say that if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. And I ain't got to
Mhm.
come out there and tell you to your face all the time why you keep asking me all these questions. Why you
Mhm.
asking me all these questions?
Mhm.
I don't even answer to people like that in my real life. Why you asking
Man,
me all
Mhm.
talk
these
about
questions?
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You
right.
gonna get what you gonna get, and that's it, and that's all. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Respectfully.
Right.
Respectfully.
You know, and if I feel that you are disrespecting me to the point of where can't take it, I can't take it, then I gotta do some talking to my God and find
Mm.
out
Mhm.
why I am here and what is it that you want me to do. Because
Man.
obviously I would
Mhm.
rather snap a neck than to deal with some of the bullshit. So, I'm borderline violent. Don't, I'm sorry. Please forgive
you
me.
just from
Mhm.
you just
God,
let me
God is
know
still
we
working
love
on
you.
me.
And so is
I
me.
got a mouth.
I love it because me too. We
Yeah.
working on all of that's what I said. And I had to the message you said exactly what I needed to hear towards the end because I'm like, what I had to go and ask, okay, well, what am I in this situation for? Because wait a minute now, the disrespect is I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. But why is I'm in this position? Why am I here? What am I supposed to learn? Like I have to be like, it ain't always about that person.
Mhm.
It might be something I need to learn,
Right.
something I need
Mm.
to get to the higher version of me. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I get
Yeah,
I
Mm.
because
get it.
there's going to be things that you can tolerate and feel that you can tolerate, but then your spirit is going to move you if you're not supposed to
Mhm.
be there. The
Mm.
Mm.
divine will give you a message on what to do. But to sit here and
Right.
listen to all this, and there's so many people out there that are so knowledgeable about so many different things, but how much can you absorb and really absorb?
Mm.
Unless you spend some time
Mhm.
with your mind and ask and
Mm.
use your own discernment of what's real for you and what's meant
Mhm.
for you. What you hear as a
Right.
collective may not be towards you. Your higher self may not be ready to accept that because it's
Mhm.
not for you. It's meant for
Mm.
Mm.
somebody else, you, not
Wow.
for you. And you
That's
have to
deep.
See, there I go. You have to. May I offer? I got to get used to that because I'm a
Me
Mhm.
boss
too.
all the
Me too.
time.
When
I'm a boss. I'd be
man,
directing people all day
Yeah.
long. I'm sorry.
man,
And I'm like,
me
you need to go
too.
over there, do that, do this, and then move over there. Don't
Yeah,
do that.
yeah,
Stop. Get that spreadsheet in
right.
there. You see what time it is. Okay, I got to deal with this person with this attitude problem. I'm going to fuck you up. You better stop talking to me like that. Why you looking at me like that? You intimidate us. How do I intimidate you?
Right,
Why?
right.
How do I intimidate you? So,
Mhm.
so you have to
Mhm.
forgive me when I say you must, you have. I have to work on that on
I'm working
myself
on
because
it
Mhm.
I
too.
do have to go with my word. And when I said I stand for something, but I ain't got to disrespect you to move out your way. I can
Mhm.
Right.
politely excuse myself and let you
Mhm.
do you because your walk is different than
Mhm.
mine. And
Mhm.
I'm here for a
Mm-hmm.
reason
Mm-hmm.
until the divine tells me I'm not. So, with all of that saying, thank
Right.
you so much for the review of the four agreements because
Mhm.
it's something that we all need in our lives, and it'll
That's
be so much a better world if we all followed suit. Ashe?
Right.
All right.
So
Naga.
true.
Ashe.
It's
Naga
I
Genie,
knew
coming
is
from
you
my
was
it
coming.
mouth.
I'm
at
just
you,
saying.
Naga Genie?
We
Hello?
appreciate because I knew you was coming
No,
with the
no,
bomb,
don't.
sis,
Naga
and
Genie, is that you?
what I'm also
I
learning
miss
through
it.
this journey
I got Naga up here.
is
I don't.
oh, I'm
You
sorry,
on
she
mute, Naga
talking.
Genie.
Yeah, much love and
No,
respect
no, you
to
good.
everybody. But yeah, I'm
Okay.
just going to
Okay.
listen.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm all right for sure.
Salute,
Hey,
Naga. How are you?
much love and respect to everybody.
Salute, salute. I
Yeah.
didn't get the name. I can't see it either.
That's Naga Genie. He's a genie,
Naga,
like
salute
he
there. Yeah.
resonate with my Aladdin. Hmm.
Okay.
Aladdin.
Y'all already know. Y'all already know.
Yes,
But
that
yeah,
name fits him
sis, I knew you was
perfectly.
gonna come. Yeah, you can't. I knew you was gonna come up here because yes, I had to remind myself and remember. That's why I put that total remember because I was like, D, what is you doing? You forgetting your four agreements? Like I took it upon myself to say these are my four agreements. This is what I want to have implement in my life. And like I said, that second one, don't take it personal, man. Oh man, y'all, it's hard. Like I said, it's hard for me.
Mm.
I have to
Mm-hmm.
really not take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it, D. Don't take it
Mm-hmm.
personal. It's not towards you. So I had to really go back and resonate with all four of these um, agreements. And like, girl, you tripping. I used to say these every morning and I got out of the habit. Like you said, life is life. But we got to remember what we work so hard for and how we work to be the greatest versions of us. You know what I'm saying? So definitely I can resonate with that. Naga, I appreciate the gems that you dropping. Do you want to say something?
I'm gonna listen for now. You know,
Okay.
I'm gonna type in whatever it's come through.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, thank you, Blended Healing, for coming up here. And man, you already know
Yes.
how she does. She's part of our man, our little connection, and she always comes and she just tells it like it is. And I respect and love her for that.
Yes.
And
Love it.
she don't let us slip and slap. When I tell you, I have friends that be like, "Nah, D, you tripping, or you doing this, or this is, like she said, may
Mm-hmm.
she offer? Because I'm learning how to do that too. May I offer? I'm learning definitely how to say it because I'd be like,
Me
you need
too.
to. Oh, and I'm like, that
Yeah.
sounds so rude. I'm telling somebody what to do, and I don't want to do that. So definitely, thank
Mm-hmm.
you for coming up here, dropping your knowledge, and oh man, I asked
Yeah.
for guidance and things of what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? And it's life. Like at the Love Palace, we don't talk about stuff people don't like to talk about. And I always put myself out there to say this is what I'm experiencing. This is what's on my mind
Mm-hmm.
because I am having a battle now of uh how long do I allow, like I said, people because I acknowledge that they don't know, that people don't know. And I've acknowledged that how long do I allow them to be present in my life? Because like I said, I'm a good cutoff queen, man. I could cut you off. It ain't nothing to cut you off, and I'll go in my own little world. But I'm learning that you can't, that's not always the answer. So definitely having these
Exactly.
conversations and seeing that other people are feeling the same way. It's very, very comforting to know, girl, you ain't the only one tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what really made me want to come back to the Love Palace. I was like, let me go see if I'm definitely having these thoughts. And I think sometimes because I was once very much indoctrinated that I be like, nobody thinks like I think. Because I have some wild thoughts, but coming on here makes me acknowledge and see you ain't the only one thinking these thoughts. Because sometimes I
Mhm.
really think that. I'd be like, no, so I'm going to come talk about it. I took my little break and I'm going to talk about things that are really on my mind. And I do believe that there is no box. There, you shouldn't be in a box. But I also resonate with what Blended was saying, that sometimes you'd be like, I'm not indoctrinated, but we still be indoctrinated in different ways. You think some people think that
Mhm.
religion is the only way of indoctrination, but you still take some of them habits, in which I've learned with myself. Like, girl, you still got thoughts of indoctrination, of ways of having somebody putting their own views and their own thinking on you. And I had to really learn, and which I'm still learning and doing my best at, is thinking outside of that box, not having a box. I don't even want to have a box, but being willing
Mhm.
to more free minded and expressing myself, because I feel like a lot of people don't talk about things that's on their mind because they're ashamed or they feel like it's not the norm. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, I
Mhm.
definitely.
One thing I'm learning too is, in this society, we have all learned to always see somebody else and see somebody else's fault, and point out somebody else's, problems. But we have a very hard time really looking at ourselves and really acknowledging what we need to change. I won't say it ain't right about us, but what mistakes we're making in life that need to be uh rechecked and reevaluated. So this is one of the things that I'm really getting out of this journey is learning myself and knowing myself. And I was taught that once you learn yourself and love yourself, yes, you learn and understand others better.
True statement. True statement. Like I had to learn that too, Sharon. Like I was more of uh, growing up a people pleaser and doing what
Hmm.
and I'm gonna say like doing what I was told and just accepting that as the answer because that's what we're supposed to do. And I never had that. I had questions like why are we doing this or why is this supposed to be? But I never had, like I say, the courage like I have now to ask
Hmm.
questions. And because I just was that girl that was like to keep the peace, even within my own family.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna go. And even when I didn't feel right or my spirit or my gut didn't feel right, I just went along with it because they was like, this is what we did from generations. This is just, and that's the answer I would get when I did started questioning. It was like, why is this? And it was like, because this is just how we've done things. And I had accepted that, but still had so many questions. But when I learned to love myself and really be like, no, let me ask these questions. And I want to know this information and I want to know why this and why that. I really came into connection with loving myself. And that is one of the hardest things that I think for me personally, because I was a people pleaser. Then I had to realize
Hmm.
that you can get disappointed. And that's what really made me go into loving myself because of having a change in my life physically and seeing that people don't always, the people that you thought was going to be there and that you always were there
Hmm.
for are not always the ones that are there for you. And that's what helped me to
Talk
find the love
about it.
for myself because I had I had dark moments and was alone. And then I was like, wait a minute, I got to love me. And that's what helps.
Mhm.
So anybody, this is my advice to anybody that has dark moments and feel alone. Take that time to get to know yourself, and it's going to help
Mhm.
you definitely, because that's what helped me get through the dark moments. And even if I have them now, I'd be like, okay, I love myself. Girl, you tripping. Like I'll talk to myself just
Mhm.
like I'm talking to anybody else.
Mhm.
I'll get in the
Mhm.
mirror and be like, D, you is tripping right now. You get it together. You're powerful. You're strong. I do use those
Mhm.
words to myself.
Mhm.
You understand? And it does help. It really does help. So
Yeah. Yes.
definitely,
Yeah, I found
definitely.
myself doing that yesterday and I had to laugh at myself, but I was like, it's okay. I'm trying to make myself calm down and be all right. But yes, yes, but it's really deep, and that's what I'm understanding. We have just been giving I guess false uh explanations and definitions of what life really is. And as we mature, we're learning that, we got to kind of throw a lot of stuff that we learned out the window and reprogram ourselves,
Oh,
because we've been
absolutely.
programmed backwards.
Mhm.
Yes.
And also, I learned that everybody's journey is different. You can definitely resonate with people. And this is something that I learned on recently on this journey. You could definitely resonate with people. We definitely resonate with each other. Me, you, Tiara, uh, Blended, like Kimash, you know what I'm saying? I resonate with a lot of people, but it's their journey. We cannot put our
Hmm.
views, we can offer, like Blended Hendon said, we can offer suggestions,
Hmm.
offer, but that's their journey. What makes us any different
Hmm.
if we say we're being undoctrinized and we don't want to be if we put our own views and beliefs on somebody else? What makes us different?
Hmm.
We
Right.
if you're saying you're different, you got to allow them to go through that journey. And I
Hmm.
learned, like I said, to ask many questions. That's why I ask questions, because it's going to tell me how I can handle you, or making sure that I'm not making assumptions and I'm not taking it personally.
Hmm.
And I ask questions, and I know, like, it does irritate people's spirits because I ask questions, but I'm okay
Hmm.
with that because that's me. And like y'all know
Right.
that. There's y'all that know, like
Hmm.
D gonna ask the question. I'm gonna ask the question. Nobody wants to wants to ask. But I do learn that I'm not for everybody and everybody is not for me. And when you are a people person and you're a person that enjoys the company of people and being around people, that's hard to accept sometimes. And that's what my journey,
Hmm.
way back then, I don't care now, but way back then I wanted to be accepted, and it hurt me when
Hmm.
people didn't accept me. But I'm not for everybody, and I'm okay with that because I
Right.
found the love within myself. So definitely,
Exactly,
definitely.
and that's what I'm learning, D. And I was the same way. Of course, yes, we were both Sagittarius. And I realize now that it was a lot that I didn't love about myself. And
Mhm.
really, when you don't love yourself, how you expect somebody else to love you? And I had to learn to look at myself and see the good and the bad. And I don't like saying bad, but those that which I need to change and that which is good in me. And sometimes somebody might not like you, not because of something bad you did or whatever, but maybe because they see something in you that they wish they had. And because they don't have it, they want to, pretty much strip it from you. And you got to be aware of all of that. And that's something that I wasn't aware of until later on. So like I said, it's about really learning yourself and learning really who other people are too. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
then learning it, but also accepting it, because sometimes it's hard to accept. But
Man,
they, say, a leopard don't change its stripes. But then again, I don't like that saying either because I believe people can change, but they gotta
Exactly.
want to and be willing to. Yes.
Right. I feel the same way because that people do say people don't change. I don't like that. That's not true. And you know why I say
Mm-hmm.
it's not true? Because I changed. Like I am
Right.
nothing the way I was. I could say yesterday to be, but people that knew me back in the day, 20 years ago, they would be like, "Oh my God, this is a totally different person." And like I even went to the point where once I learned myself and loved myself, I went back and even apologized to people like, "Ooh, I'm so sorry. This is not what I meant. This is how I was in a dark place." I went back and tried to, mend certain relationships. And then I also let go of some long time relationships because they were really damaging to me as well. So it's, life has a way of just making you become your higher version of yourself. The one thing that I go by is as long as I'm not causing harm to myself or others, I can really care less what people are doing. That's my rule. That's something I go by. Don't harm to yourself and don't cause harm to others. And I go by that.
Mm-hmm.
And that means harm with words,
Mm-hmm.
physically, spiritually. It's all that. When I say harm, I mean all that. So if I feel you're being disrespectful, I feel you trying to harm me physically, mentally, and spiritually, I will detach from that. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn
Mm-hmm.
that the love is within me and that those that resonate with you and know who you are, because I am a very outspoken person and people have a tendency to take that as being dominant or too overbearing. And like I'm like blended, you already know. I'm a boss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to all my life of telling people what to do. I'm the oldest grandchild. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always been a boss. I'm a single. I was a single parent. My kids are grown now, but I had to be a boss. I was a boss at work. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn and finding people that can help you scale it down when it has to be, or when you need to bring it out is good. But knowing that you have people that accept you for who you are, they be like, D's gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people made me feel I couldn't speak my mind back in the day, and that's wrong. You're supposed to be quiet, don't
Mm-hmm.
question. And no, it's okay. It's okay. So those people, I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you guys that really accept me for who I am. But I did realize that I had to change in a way to make it more appealing as well.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cause I like this part of the conversation right here, cause I think the only thing that's consistent, in this whole universe is change. You know, I think our spirit, forces us to change through growth. And our souls do the same thing too. But I think it's our indoctrination that give us the illusion that we shouldn't change, right? Because indoctrination give us some type of personality that we holding on to, that we don't want to let go. Because we refuse to let go of these personalities, this indoctrinated trait that uh we learn, you know, through our growth. It give us that illusion that we're not, that growth is not a thing, that we can't grow past that. But I think the only thing, that's consistent is change. Everything change, and everybody change.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people have to remind themselves like, oh no, oh I'm not, gonna be that person. I know who I am. And this is a saying, that they're holding on to their character, to their personality, that they've been indoctrinated to believe that is who they are. But who you are is something that I think it's something that will take you infinity. You know, it's an infinite journey to
Hmm.
find who you are. I don't think
Hmm.
is as uh simple, or how they want us to believe that oh, we already know who we are, and we have to hold on to that. you know People don't even know what the universe is. People don't even know what the earth is. you know so
Mhm.
Mhm.
yeah, I think the only thing that's constant is change, and should uh we all should be intoxicated ourselves with that, with changing, with constant change, and which is growth.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I totally agree with
Mhm.
that because
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can resonate with that, Naga, because you to me, like, who was I don't know who I was listening to, but somebody was like, sky's the limit. No, ain't no limit. You understand? It is past that. It should not be a limit on anything. Change should you
Mhm.
should always be trying to go to the level, and I believe that change is what does that. Change is what makes you keep going to a higher level. Why should we have a limit? Why should the sky be the limit? No. And I get what they're trying to say, like, because the sky is supposed to be infinite, but you know, other
Right.
there's more than that. Do you understand? There's more than the
Mhm.
sky.
Mhm.
And so
Right.
there
Right.
shouldn't be no limit. And you're right, Naka. Change is what's going to make you keep growing and growing. And that's what makes me excited about life, despite it all. That I'm like, okay, I'm going through a change. And the change that I'm going through, I doesn't always feel good. I don't always like it.
Mhm.
But I know at the end,
Mhm.
it's going to turn out great because I am changing.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So I definitely resonate with that, Naga, and thank you for saying that because
Yes.
that's the only thing that doesn't. You're right. Change is always going to be
That's
there.
consistent. Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That was deep. Yes.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah,
good words.
I just think we've been caught up into this seven level of indoctrination. You know that we've been caught up into this seven level of indoctrination, and we can't see the growth in ourselves. Even when we realize that we have changed, we try to
Mm.
who we think we are. Yeah, right? Because I think we either way we're gonna learn the easy way or the hard way, but we're gonna learn that we've changed. You know, whether you look at yourself and say, "Oh, I remember when I was a little baby," or "I remember when I was an adult," or "I remember when I used to think like that." You know, it's changed. You've changed. You've grown so much to where you are. To where we are as a being, and we just need to
Mhm.
accept that. We just need to embrace the fact that we're constantly growing, and changing. But yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
Absolutely. Because we said, and I agree with you because with the indoctrination, I had to realize because when I heard the word indoctrination, I thought of more of it like on a religious base, like or separating myself from religion and the governments and so forth. That's how I took that from. But I had to really realize that it was more than that. That I was like, oh, I'm still indoctrinated, and not in a way of like religious or government, but indoctrinated in my thinking. Like I'm thinking a certain way because somebody says to think this certain way. Like even when I went on my own spiritual journey, I was still taking others instead of doing my research or what felt with what was right in me. I was still taking that on, like, oh, this person said that. No, it's what you feel, it's how you feel. So I had to realize that indoctrination is just not related to religion and the government and all the other like conspiracies that people come. It's deeper than that, and you have to really just be who you are, your own person, and that's true freedom. True freedom in indoctrination.
Mhm.
Welcome Saudi
Mhm.
back to the panel.
Mhm.
Hey Saudi.
Welcome, Sadi.
She probably
Oh,
getting her.
she fell down.
Oh yeah, she
Okay.
probably. But yeah, I just like I love that people say like when they be like, I'm not indoctrinated, and then I'll see them do something, and I'm like, wait a minute, you doing what? what that person did. You know what I mean? So I had to realize that in me, my spirit, indoctrination is more than just religious based, more than, like I said, government is more than that. You can have those. And one thing about it, when I was raised to believe certain things in a certain way, and I just, like I said, I do what I was told. As long as you did what you was told, you was okay. Don't question it. You know, that's what how I was
Mm-hmm.
raised. But when I went away from that, it was a very scary feeling, because it was like I was taught, if you don't do this, in which things could be like, how they say, if you don't listen to your parents and you don't do this, it's going to go bad for you. Okay, but that doesn't apply to everything. You understand what I'm saying? Is if they're looking for your well-being, there's some parents that are not good parents. You know what I'm saying? I was never taught
Mm-hmm.
to question things the way, so that's why I do question so much, because I wasn't allowed to do that. And having that freedom to be able to
Mm-hmm.
question, I'm going to take full advantage of it. Full advantage of it. So yeah, it's deep. Life is deep, y'all.
Yeah. And indeed, to top on asking questions, I was taught to ask questions later on in life, because I
Right.
went through the same thing you went to. But later on in life, I was taught to ask questions and you learn all about yourself. So it's nothing wrong with asking questions. And I think that's kind of where a lot of problems, we run into, happens when we don't ask questions, when we don't, you know, uh
Right.
figure out what is this, who is that, that type of thing. Yeah.
Right. And so, what was I going to say about? Oh, so I really am into the youth. Like, I have little cousins that ask a lot of questions, and they love talking to me because I love that they ask questions. And one of their moms
Hmm.
was like, "Stop asking all them questions." I said, "No, no, do not. They need to.
Hmm.
They want to know." I was like, "No." She was like, "They ask so much questions and be all in your business." I don't take it like that. I take it as them learning. Like, we can learn from these
Exactly.
children. Like, I look at my
Hmm.
grandchildren and how free spirited they are. And if they don't know something, they're gonna say, "Why? What's that? Who's that? What happened?"
Hmm.
Like, and I love that. I take that
Right.
childlike mentality, because we should be like that. We should ask questions, and we
Hmm.
as adults should be willing to answer those questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should
Hmm.
never make them feel, because like I said, as a child, I didn't feel like I could do that. But I love that childlike mentality that children have of the why, when, where, how, what. I love that. And we as
Hmm.
adults need to adapt that more so we get clear understanding.
Yeah, that's what true remembrance is. That's what you know. I felt like the more and more I think about it, I realized that uh I wasn't taught nothing but to forget, right? Because the more and more I think about it, I start to remember, how free spirited that I was. Like, I came, in, you know, exploring, what this world has to,
Hmm.
what this world had to offer. But some way down the line, you know, uh, I've been convinced, to stop, exploring, that I reached my destination, which was, uh, which made me forget that, that's what I came to do and that's what I was doing. So the more and more, I tap, into my inner self, you know, self reflect, which I always do. That's why, I consider myself as a loner, because I don't really, outside of everything, I always learn how to, be by myself, because
Hmm.
I still, I remember, certain questions that I had when I was a kid. Like, I grew up with, in the era, even though I was born in the 90s, but because of my culture, that my parents, didn't want me to ask so many questions, you know. So I still, had this question. I never forgot this question. I will go back to myself and try to find my own answers to this question. All it proves is that they were not qualified to answer this question for me. but I couldn't believe that this question, and had no answer, you know. So
Mm.
I'm still,
Mhm.
thinking what the answer to this question, from from within. And that's why, when I, found this community, you know it was an eye opener for me. This is what remember made me remember myself, as who I am as a spirit, and what uh what my spirit is, and my soul, and that, from outside of, the characters that I've learned, the personality that I've adopted, into this world, you know that made me lose myself. But this community made me realize that, that part of me, was always there. It was, within, buried, within all this personality that I adapt. So like I said, if anything, I just, forgot that, who I am was within me, because that's where I always go. Whenever, people
Mm.
answer a question for me, whether it was in the school, in church, or my parents, I've always, stayed by myself, because I refuse, because to me it was too real. I think I said this before, but because from an early age I was able to make the connection between me, uh taking a piece in my dream, and actually peeing in my bed, made it so real for me. Like I had to, I know there was something beyond, you know,
Mm.
comprehension. That, I know there was something
Mm.
that beyond what people, want me to think the reality is. So I've always questioned, what's going on from within, what's going on from beyond this thing. And people just wanted me to accept that, this is all that that there is, and
Mm.
to die or whatever the case may be. But like I said, I refused to. I never let it go, because it was so real for me. Like I had to come to uh I had to find out, why, you know, this thing that seems to be not real is connected to the thing that's, being real, which that's the journey I'm on, is to find, you know, find the thing that's beyond this reality, basically, which I think is infinite. Like I said earlier, it's an infinite journey. It's an infinite journey. It's never end. So I'm still finding, you know, the connection, between beyond this reality and this reality.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
And you just brought
definitely.
up something really deep, Nag, about the wet in the bed dreaming that you go into the bathroom, and then when you wake up you're actually is. I used to have those dreams all the time,
I
and
still
I didn't
do.
understand it. And I had to train myself that when I'm dreaming that to wake myself up so I
Hmm.
won't, do that. But that's really deep. I never put it together like you just put it. And that's really deep. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
right. That's what I had to do myself too. Like, because I was being clown, and made fun of, because I had my little cousin, them, that was 2, 3 years old younger than me. They
Hmm.
didn't stop, peeing in bed, but I was, like 6, 7 years old. I was still peeing in bed, so they was making fun of me.
Hmm.
So, I
Yes.
that's what made me to realize that, okay, like every time that I'm having a dream where I'm peeing in somewhere, that in a, whether it's in a bathroom or in a safe place, that was me
Hmm.
in the bed, to the point that where I learned, to wake up at that time. So whenever I'm in a
Hmm.
dream, I've learned to wake up and go pee. So
Right.
that's why, I know there was something, beyond this reality, that was connected to this reality, that I needed to, to find out what it was. And like I said, I'm still finding out what it was, is, and I think, it's going to take me, it's an infinite journey to find out what it is.
Hmm. That's really
Right.
deep. Yeah.
I have
Hmm.
things like that happen to me, not just with that experience, like going into my higher version of me. I can, like you have different gifts, like Blended said, and and for sharing as well, where I've been able to be like, I already know what's going to happen because I wouldn't say, well, yeah, I guess I could say dream because I do believe that's a dream another world anyway, where I already know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
Like I've been like, this happened. I already know what's about. And then people would look at me real where I've been always been that way since I was little and didn't know what it was. Like
Mhm.
I would be like, this is going to happen. They'd be like, girl, what is wrong with you? You know, it was called a demon, the
Mhm.
evil spirit, you know. So I believe that's connected that way too, because I already had the dream or already been in it. And so now I know this is what's about to happen. And, you know, that's your intuition, that's your higher power. I always, in my spirit, say that everybody has a superpower. That's how I believe. Everybody
Mhm.
has a superpower. Everybody has their own gift, and some are just stronger than others until you really get to, you know, tap into
Mhm.
it. But it's limitless. But I've had that where I can be like, I know what's about to happen. And if I go
Mhm.
against what's supposed to happen, I'll be like, see, I knew it. I've done it. And I have even
Mhm.
tested the theory, which is you shouldn't play like that. But you know, I'm just but I'll be like, no, I'm not gonna do this because I'm in my dream or whenever this happened, I did this. So I'm trying to change it. And I'd be like, I shouldn't have did that. Or when you know you're not supposed to go somewhere. You know, that intuition, that stuff is there for a reason. That is your higher power.
Yes.
That's how we are created as humans to have those type of intuition, and it's not something evil. It's something that the creator gave us, and some gifts are
Yes.
stronger than others.
That's right.
Mhm.
I was like that too. In my culture, they call it cross-eyed. You know, people that like that, they say you're cross-eyed. You know, you seeing things that's not real, or you seeing things, you know, like
Mm.
these like ghosts and people that's already, you know, that's died and stuff like that. Like yeah, I used to see things like that, and I would tell my people, you know, and I will, you know, like you said, I will have dream and know what's gonna happen because
Mhm.
the same thing that, you know, the same step that I see that led to the to the very thing in my dream, I'm seeing the same steps, you know, playing out in real life. And I would tell my people, like, listen, I would tell my mom, don't go out today, you know, or this something gonna happen, you know. And I couldn't describe what was gonna happen, but I just described it as something bad, you know. And they were like, man, you know, stop that. And they would like, you know, they would make me rebuke it, you know. They say you got
Mm-hmm.
to rebuke that, you know, like some, you know, like a bad spirit or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, like, you know, it just made me learn how to uh hold on to things on my own,
Mhm.
you know, and
Mhm.
allow me to develop that personality. Okay, like I could be the version that you want me to be, but you know, behind closed door, you know, when I'm by myself, you know, I'm still going to think about like, damn, like, you know, that could not, you know, if mama, you know, had listened to me, that wouldn't happen to her, you know. Like it could be something like she got robbed, like I just know something was gonna happen to her, but I didn't know exactly to tell her that, you know, she gonna get robbed and stuff like that.
Mhm. Mhm. I've had those type of things too. Matter of fact, I had dreamed that my mom had twins, but they looked like my children's father. So I told her, and she was like, "You must be dreaming about yourself." So a year later, I actually had twins. But you know, a lot of that type of stuff used to happen to me. You know, and when I was 6 years old, I had they said had a seizure or whatever, but I was able to tell them everything they said. I was able to tell them I can see the walls as they taking me down the stairs and all that. And they like, how do you know all of that? You was unconscious. And then they didn't want to talk about it anymore. But I'm a 6 year old kid, so my mind is curious. I want to understand what happened. And I ain't
That part.
really get to understand it, but I held on to it, but I ain't get to understand it until I was a full grown adult.
That part. That's what it is.
Yeah. Mm,
That's why
mm,
society tries to attack the younger generation because they do have the innocence and they do have like those intuitions and things like that. So that's why they try to catch them while they're young. to do things, that are not unhealthy, or to teach them certain things, because as children, you are fresh, and you do have, when
Mhm.
you have those intuitions and them thoughts, there are very pure, and that's why they do attack,
Mhm.
a lot of they focus on the youth as well, and like, because nobody was going to tell you, uh Sharon, that was, oh, that's like, to me, if some a 6-year-old child came and told me that, I would be so intrigued about it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
and a lot of people,
Mhm.
instead of saying, "What? Don't think like that." No, you didn't, because that's how, like I said, Sharon, we was raised the same. Don't think that way. Like, I used to always have certain
Mhm.
things like that I'm like, no, don't do that, because this. And they be like, no, and then it was like, you're the devil. you know.
That
Mhm. I
that's
used
a
to be
fact.
called that all the time.
That's a
Right.
fact. That's how they started to seeing me, and I never
Mhm.
understood that because I'm like, why you want me to stop talking about it when you need to stop doing what you're gonna do? It's like they wanted me to, they will tell me, you don't talk about it, don't do this, don't do that, but they wouldn't stop themselves, from getting into what's gonna happen to them. So they making it look like you're the one that's gonna make it happen, but in fact, they're the one that's gonna make it happen. So
Mhm.
stopping me from talking about it ain't gonna stop it from happening because it's gonna happen to you, and you're the one that's gonna trigger it to happen.
Right. Right. Mhm.
But yeah, I adore the youth, and that's why I really try to, like, I have my little cousins, and I love little kids, and
Me
just
too.
even teenagers too. Teenagers, and I, even though they be doing their own thing,
Mhm.
I be all in their business. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I mean, they respect me and stuff too, but I just, because I feel like I don't want them to feel like, oh no, you're weird, or you're a demon,
Mhm.
or I don't want that. That's not a good feeling. Let's make them feel, hey, you know what?
Mhm.
Like I had said on one of my lives a while back, I had, one of my cousins, well, he's older now, but he had told me that he had an imaginary friend. And he said that he came to me, he calls me Auntie D. He goes, Auntie D, I got an imaginary friend. I don't know. I'm scared to tell people about. And I told him, oh, that's okay. I got a couple of those too. And the look on his face was like, oh my God, like, thank you.
Priceless.
Yeah, he was like, nothing's wrong. I was like, yeah, I'll be talking to him. I said, I still be talking to mines every once in a while, to let him know, like, it's okay. It's
That's right.
okay, and I really try to really set a good example for the youth and let them know, hey, there's no such thing as perfection. You're not going to be always what people so called say is the norm, because forget the norm. That's how I feel. Be you. And there's nothing wrong to think different. Like I said, as long as you're not causing harm to yourself or anyone else, you're okay. So that's why I like to really have like bills like this. And I know that, like, my little cousins be listening to me. I was surprised, but they really be listening. They be like, we heard your live. We like your live. And I'm like, okay. So I know that I'm touching them, and they're seeing me in a way that it's like, okay, she's giving her experience. And I give them true life experiences. Like when I go to Atlanta, one thing about our family, we actually sit around and have like family time. Like we talk about stuff, and we talk about real stuff, and they be looking at me like, look at Auntie D, she just turned. I'll be telling, no, this is what happened. So hey, this, because that's what I needed. When I was a youth, I needed somebody just to tell me, hey, this is what I
Mhm.
experienced. This is what I went through. So
Mhm.
then it would, instead of waiting until I was an adult, well, let me tell you, well, okay, now that I'm adult, yeah, but it sure would have helped me when I was growing up. So
Right.
we definitely uh, do that, and we're very cutthroat, raw. Like we have real conversations, and it's nothing. It's
Mhm.
we don't judge each other, and I love that. Like that's how I'm looking so forward to even having
Mhm.
those type of conversations. Yep, forget the norm, be yourself. You right, Mr. West. That is your
Mhm.
norm.
And the truth
Right.
about this is that we unstoppable. right?
Exactly.
We unstoppable. The only thing, the only one that can stop you is you.
You.
This is why
Mhm.
they tell us what to do and what not to do, because we're the only one. I've learned that, when I was little, they would tell me, don't go outside, don't do this, don't go play with these kids. And I will stop doing it when they here, when they're around. But when they not, when they leave, I'll be with them kids. I'll be outside, I'll be
Me
playing.
too. Me
So
too.
yeah, so I know that they couldn't stop me for real. I had to stop myself. Even though they wanted to
Mhm.
stop me, they couldn't stop me. I've said this
Mhm.
too, and I've learned that too more and more now that I'm grown. That they even started me trying to stop me from coming into this world, but they couldn't. Right? Like even
Mhm.
from being
Hmm.
born, I was unstoppable. It's many things that happened to my mom when she was pregnant. She was supposed to have a miscarriage, but she didn't. You know, so from there, I've known that okay, I've been targeted. Since birth. My star. What show them something about me that they didn't want that to come true. But they couldn't stop it from coming true. They just had to
Mhm.
stop themselves. You know, uh, from being a part of that. It's like we can't stop the rain if it's raining. We can't stop the rain, but we can stop ourselves from going outside and be under the rain. See? So that's how I looked at it. It's like uh and even when we think we stop ourselves, we're not stopping ourselves because we stop doing something, but we're still gonna do something else. So the energy is really in motion. The energy never stops. This is why when we go to when we go to sleep, like when we go to sleep, not fall asleep, but when we go to sleep, we go into the dream, because the energy still have to be in motion even when you go to sleep in this reality. So yeah.
Hey, DJ 69, thank you for showing up. Yes, you know what? You triggered something me in a good way, not a bad way, because I'm just thinking about my mother. She had me very, very young, and I really wasn't supposed to be here either. And I always look at that and go, but I'm here. So that means I have a purpose. Everybody, once you come here and once you're here, regardless of what the circumstance, you have a purpose, and it should always be for the greater good. Sometimes it's not for everybody, but should always be for the greater good. You had to find out what your path is and what you're supposed to do. So Naga, you really made me tap into that, because like I can resonate with that, because I wasn't supposed to be here, but I'm here so many years later. You know what I'm saying? And even as far as going through my health changes, I'm still here. So I look at that like I'm here for a purpose. And going back to how we started the discussion of learning that what my purpose was, and like I felt today that I had to discuss those four agreements, because that's something that I do. I go by. And I wanted to share that with people. Like maybe I can help, not maybe, I know that I can help somebody else with these different things. Not saying that you have to go by it, but this is things that I've learned and implemented in my life. And I just want to be a positive influence. And I'm far from perfect, which I don't believe in perfect, but I'm just using what society says. Far from it, because I have my faults, but I'll come up here and tell you what my faults are. And I'll come up and say how I feel like I could have did things different. Or I'll come and say like I need help because I'm thinking this way. And it's just a way to help the community, help your tribe, and help people in general, because I really am concerned about the youth. And that is why I wanted to come up with a platform like the Love Palace, because there's so much negativity out there and so much just bickering and arguing, and it's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to set these type of examples and have people like you two come up here, and people in the chat, and everybody just have a good positive attitude and speak your truth. People speak your truth. I don't down anybody for speaking their truth. If it's your truth, it's your truth, period. I can't change that, and I accept that. And I think that's what a lot of people do like about me. I've always been that way as growing up in high school. I was the girl that talked to all the groups. They had the different groups. They had the preppies, they had the people that dressed in all black, the gothic people, they had the nerdy. I would go into all the groups. I would go into everything, and I knew, and I just was like, because I was curious. So I still want to be that way now and accepting. Like I said, as long as you're not causing harm to yourself or others, I'm okay with that. But yeah, guys, we are almost at 2.5 hours. The Love Palace comeback has came back. I try to do the afternoon time because I want to, I have more time in the afternoon. The summertime is, I realize when I'm with family, is a little hard to do the after dark Saturdays, but I'm trying to tap in more often, different times, and definitely tap in with different one. So I appreciate everybody. And for Sharon, you want to say something?
I know this was definitely divinely guided because like you, D, I was battling with a lot of that stuff in my head and I was saying, Lord, maybe I need to get on my YouTube channel or whatever, and I'm getting there. But then I end up running into you, which is always, it seems like I always pick up when one of us is on, just scrolling and end up running, or pick up the phone and say, let me see what's up. But these are conversations that really need to be had, in order to help us all grow in this world because we all can bear witness that there's enough conflict, and stuff in this world.
Mm-hmm.
But it's time for more love, more growth, more peace and happiness. And, I'm thankful for, the channels we can go to and find that, or we can go to and have real life conversations without, people looking at you like, oh, she need to shut up, or, this, I don't want to hear that, or whatever, because, and like Blenda said, whether they want to hear it or not, sometimes we just got to tell it, because especially if they're divine telling you to speak up, you better do it.
Exactly, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
so I'm just thankful for it. Yes.
Well, I appreciate you as well. Like I said, I appreciate everybody that I'm getting ready to wrap it up so I can eat. And I'm about to go outside. It's nice, y'all. Let me tell y'all something.
Mhm.
YouTube, social media should not be your life. Go outside and take in life. Get a breath of fresh air. You got to. There's so much life, trees, grass, animals. Even though there's a lot that's not good out there, going outside helps you. So I'm going to eat and I'm probably going to step outside and go enjoy the sun, y'all. The
Yeah,
sun
I
out
hear
there.
you too. Yeah, I've been trying to do a lot more of that too. I'm here, I have a pond, on my property. And, because a lot of what I've been going through, I enjoy fishing and all that stuff, but in the outdoors and stuff, but I haven't been doing it much, dealing with a lot of the stuff I was
Right.
dealing with. But I had to finally, look at it and say, and thanks to my sisters, all the wisdom they throw, and realize, look, go outside and enjoy that sunshine. Go outside and enjoy listening to them birds chirp. Go outside to that pond and,
Exactly.
see what so I've been doing more of that here lately. Yes. And it feels good. Yeah.
Yeah. And I enjoyed that. I took a little break from my family, and with, like I said, brunch and tea is coming back. We relaxing, and we got, like I said, summertime is a little different, but brunch and tea is still in effect. And then also, if y'all up late at night, check out Kimash. We had a good conversation last night too, and she be jamming with the music, y'all. So check out Kimash, Tiara Latrice, Splendid Healing. Oh, so many. There's so many content creators that was in there. DJ 69. I ain't seen you in a minute, DJ 69, but yeah, check out who else was in here. Miss Parker. I ain't seen her in a while, but I get it. I get it. When you're a content creator, you need those breaks because you gotta get your mind back. But I'm back right now, and like I said, it'll be random lives. I'm gonna get back to doing some interviews and stuff because I want to interview my sisters. So when they're ready, I want to definitely talk to, and check out the Word and 9%. They're actually good to uh,
Mm-hmm.
Mouthpiece. He does something every Saturday. He's in there. He's one of the artists that I played the music for. Definitely just check out those channels. But I appreciate Nagajini, you coming up here. You want to say something?
Uh, yeah, I just want to say one thing, right? Because I realized that, it's more, it's more about, the side view of things, you know, whether it's on the inside or the outside, you know, or upside down, you know, because up is a side, from down. So, I think, it's all, we have to find our in a way, we have to find our way to be in alignment, you know, with the truth, with what the truth is, and I understand that we live in a parallel universe, which we call nature in the matrix, right? So it's important that I think we should be align ourselves, and be on the side of, of things, and be, side by side with things, like in the a man would be side by side with his woman, or a woman would be side by side, with his man. So I think, we should seek, to be side by side with the truth, or again in alignment with the truth. But definitely appreciate you, for making it possible for me to come up here and share my point of view. Shout out to you and sister Sharon, and everybody else in the chat, and the other sister Blended that was up here too. Much love and respect to all.
Yes, thank you for
Likewise. Mm.
blessing your presence with the your presence on the platform and dropping the gems in the chat too. I always enjoy when we're on the panel together. We always vibe out and have a good time. So thank you so much.
Yes. And it's truly a blessing when we can get a male point of view, because a lot of times it's
Exactly.
mostly women. So we truly appreciate when the males come up, and voice their point of views too, because we got to look at
Right.
all sides, like you said. Yeah.
I do notice that my platform happens to do that, so I'm grateful for that. I actually get men that hit the panel, and I like that. I do like because we do respect our men and our kings. We love them. Shoot, I don't care what they say out
Mhm.
in this world. Y'all might be
Yeah.
getting, we might get on each other's nerves, but we love y'all. We want y'all to be the best versions of
Mhm.
y'all because without y'all, there wouldn't be us, and us without us, it wouldn't be y'all. So we appreciate y'all at the
Mhm.
Love Palace. Yeah, y'all, I appreciate, like I said, everybody coming up. I'm going to close it out. I got my Friday quote, and I'm going to close it out with Goddesses by Greedy and Aladdin coming up.
Mhm.
But like I said, I appreciate everybody that came through. Thank you, Sharon and Naga Genie and Sadi Queen and Blended Healing and everybody that was in the chat. I appreciate you all and much love to you guys. Happy Friday. Y'all go outside. It feels good to be alive, to see one more Friday in life. I know you love the day just as much as I do. So happy Friday. And I am going to thank you, Blended. Thank you for coming. Like I said, end it with Greedy Vegan and Aladdin Goddesses. And everybody have a peaceful Friday. Have a good weekend. Let me go ahead and get the song queued up. Where we at, y'all? I got so many artists in here. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Greedy. We will have nothing without our mama. Nothing. Yeah.
our goddesses, our goddesses. Where would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would man think without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the auntie, sister, wifey, daughter. Yeah, we need our goddesses, our goddesses. How would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would men think without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the auntie, sister, wifey, daughter. Yeah.
I think of your ways, your love never cease to amaze. Your sweetness is praised. It's where I find some peace these days. Beaching with babes, red grapes, peaches and shades. A leaf with some haze, that good wine, kiwi and lime. She be my kind and style, my everything here and now. That smile is something to see. You comfort in me. It ain't another place that I would comfortably be. You're like a freedom. I gave you my truths and you received them. The reasons that I've changed be easing me through these pains. Explains how I'm nothing without you. Something about you, I gotta get out here and be great for you. Plan to cop a crib with some land by the lake for you. A break for you, open my eyes. You gave me hope and ways to cope. When I feel like I'm losing it, you hold me and say no. Your love's dope and I need you. Be piercing my heart like a needle. Wanna hug and squeeze you.
Our goddesses, our goddesses. Where would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would man think without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the auntie, sister, wifey, daughter. Yeah, we need our goddesses, our goddesses. How would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would men think without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the auntie, sister, wifey, daughter. Yeah. Goddesses, my goddesses, paradise she hypnotized me with her seductive lids. You magnetic and fire shit. I don't know what my problem is. Although I can't get a grip, I still never let her slip. Your touch can create peace to my soul. Inspiration from my examination of your creation has me achieving my goals. You my motivation to finding how to heal my soul. Keep it real when it's real. She taught me how to heal. She taught me how to feel. She taught me how to deal with the emotions that a man may feel. And for the home cooked meals, infinite gratitude, mama. Thanks for being there through all of my drama. Speaking of drama, y'all can be crazy, but that ain't stopping the option of you being my lady. Besides, between your thighs is that juicy passions that can seduce my savages. Calling me, gotta have it. Her loving is how I function, no discussion. Our goddesses, our goddesses. Where would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would man think without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the auntie, sister, wifey, daughter. Yeah, we need our goddesses, our goddesses. How would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would men think without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the auntie, sister, wifey, daughters. Yeah.